Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the first day of Holy Week and the day after Palm Sunday. So I took one of the passages from Palm Sunday, and the phrase that jumped out at me was what was in the title of the newsletter. The whole city was shaken. I know cities are much smaller back in those days than our cities today. But think about that. Think about that in reality. So here you've got an individual that rides into the town on a donkey. There were probably other people that rode into the towns on donkeys. But this individual has a presence that is evoking celebration around him coming. And I was thinking about it. Part of that celebration was probably by the people who had heard of him and knew him. Others maybe joined in because of the excitement. And then they do that reverent gesture of the palm fronds down, or putting their cloaks down, so that the donkey is patted on his way in to the town. But what jumped out at me was this way that Jerusalem was influenced. The whole city was shaken. They easily could have said the whole city was excited, the whole city was confused, the whole city was in an uproar. But they said something that was much more internal. The whole city was shaken. Think about a time when you yourself have been shaken by something that was seemingly good or something that was seemingly bad. And think about the time that we are coming out of right now. This pandemic has shaken the world, hasn't it? And what happens when something shakes a larger group of individuals? Everyone is affected deeply by it. And it hits the deeper places, doesn't it? So to be shaken means it's stirring the deeper waters of a group or an individual. And in that, the responses are different, aren't they? In that, for some, when they're shaken, their faith becomes stronger. For others, their equanimity becomes stronger. For others, their woundedness becomes stronger. And in the culture at large, when something happens that shakes the culture, usually hidden divisions or softer divisions come to the surface. Look at the divisiveness that has happened around this pandemic. The different opinions of what should be done, the politics involved, the shaming and guilting that's involved, the fear that's evoked. Pandemic is a really great example of a world being shaken. And what has happened within you with the pandemic? What has been stirred deep within you? And where is the movement of spirit there for you? So if the pandemic were Jesus riding into Jerusalem on a donkey, where is the God presence, the Jesus presence in that? this morning's meditation is going to be a collective abiding in the shakeup of the pandemic. And I'm simply going to allow us to move into the silence. I'm only going to chant the first word of one of the antiphons for today's feast. Of course, it's Hosanna. And it will go like this. You can chant it with me. Hosanna. Then we're going to move into the silence. And I would invite you in the silence to hold humanity that is still deeply shaken, and let the stirring of Palm Sunday enter into the fiber of how our culture is shaken right now, coming through the pandemic. Then I'll ring a bell, we'll chant Hosanna, and then we'll move back into the silence. So I invite you to close your eyes. Let us draw into our awareness both the whole of humanity and the pandemic, and ourselves as a part of this. We are a part of the world being shaken. Hosanna. 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 And just be present to the state, the inner state of humanity, shaken, and without judgment, without trying to solve a problem, without trying to be an instrument of peace. Simply hold through an inward loving gaze the whole of humanity. And now notice the sentiments within your own being. What arises as you hold humanity that has been shaken by the pandemic? Is it compassion? Is it kindness? Is it peace? What is a way that you yourself are being stirred? Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna. Let what spirit is rising within you move out to all the world. It is not yours, yet you participate, whether it be compassion or kindness or peace. And your participation can be an opening of the floodgate so that this energy of healing may move from you and from us out to all the world. And as this healing has gone forward from us, let us collectively move that healing of peace, compassion, and kindness to form an embrace that holds all of humanity as well. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna. And this holding is like the words Jesus spoke when he came through Jerusalem. How much I with it wished to have gathered you, like a hen gathers its chicks. When we are shaken as a humanity by something, not everyone recognizes the blessing therein or opens up to the potential for healing and transformation. So in the silence, let's let our collective energy move to embrace all humanity, that love may cast out fear. And in that, just as that embrace of spirit, of humanity came from us, so we contain it for ourselves. We bring our palms together in front of our heart to seal the movement of spirit, both shaking us and healing us. With that, I invite you to open your eyes